Hi everyone, Trex again. Welcome to another video and welcome to the video of my first Transmog run with my Dead Knight on a new server as a new character. First of all, I went through the starting zone for the Dead Knights, ended up in Stormwind, got spit out, got rotten fruit thrown at my head until Anduin gave his blessing, and the Dead Knights are now part of the Alliance. Yeah! Now my first stop and the first thing to do was put everything that I looted in the starting zone on the auction house, because yeah, I need cash, right? If I want to end up flying and if I wanted to do transmog runs, first of all, I need bag space, alright? I can't do anything with a 16 slot bag. Of course, Dead Knight has a little bit of a privilege to have 4 12 slot bags from the start, but yeah, it's not gonna cut it when you are going to do a 1 hour farm of any sort of dungeon or raid. So I needed the cash, put everything on the auction house. Ends up, well, I got 4,500 gold worth of auctions from just doing the startup zone. This is transmog stuff and also some old world materials. So, well, I was hoping to get a little bit of gold quickly. I was not going to use my other character that I have running, the low level auctioneer. I was not going to send bags over. I was going to do it by itself. So ends up, well, I sold a little bit of auctions. I was able to afford a frost weave bag, so I was almost ready to go. The only thing so I was almost ready to go, only I got a comment of Will on the Transmog versus flipping auctions video, who wrote down on Argent Dawn, you can make very decent gold from farming transmogs, however it's a rather saturated market. And because I had the same idea in the beginning when I started this character, I was thinking, okay, a lot of people are going to do AQ20 and a lot of people are going to do the Cataclysm raids and are doing everything to get glorious leg plates, stuff like that. So I decided, okay, I'm going to do a low level dungeon, because my impression was, well, people are going to leave this to the side. Well, I hope people would leave this to the side and that it will end up into a successful transmog run. Also, he talked about old world crafting materials, the rare ones that they were going down for a lot of gold, so I picked up blacksmithing and skinning as well on this character. So when I did that, then when I was finally ready to go and head out in the deeper into the eastern kingdoms, and specifically going to Shadowfang Keep. And there are a few reasons why I picked Shadowfang Keep to be my first transmog run. Well, first, for nostalgic reasons, because Shadowfang Keep was the first dungeon I ever entered while I was playing on vanilla with my little old undead warrior named Trexindus. Yeah, and as every noob back in that day, well, I finally took the step in general chat in the Undercity, which was nearby, and I was like, okay, I'm going to join this group, and then they were looking for a tank. Ta-da! The Fury Warrior entering the group as a tank. That was my first dungeon experience, and you probably all know how that ended up. And also, Shadowfang Keep was the first dungeon that I did on farming, and why? Well, and that reason is the Shadowfang blade. I think it is. It's a sword, Shadowfang, because that was at that time a very demanded twink item, a twink weapon, and I was fortunate to loot it twice. One time for myself and one time for a friend, because we did some level 19 twinking PvP battling back in the day. But now, yeah, I was hoping to get a loot like that, and then I was hoping for something similar. And also, I keep getting all these nostalgic reasons. The first time you went to Shadowfang Keep and everyone was killing the horses because they wanted a satchel. Guess what happened on my first run? Well, I picked up a satchel, but there are numerous valuable items here, so with a little bit of luck I was able to loot one or two of those and make it a very successful run, because yeah, I gotta watch out. I wanted to do a 1 hour Shadowfang Keep run, or until I run out of bag space. And I'm using Loot Appraiser to give an indication of how much gold I was gathering in that dungeon. I set the threshold to poor, so any gray item would show up and be counted as it is on Loot Appraiser, and I used to give a very neutral number, the region market average. So not the server price DB market, but I was going for DB region market average to get a neutral gold value, because I noticed a lot of items were a lot cheaper than the regional value, and a lot of items, well, some stupid items were going for a much higher value than the region average. So eventually one run came to about 12 or 13 minutes. Shadowfang Keep is also a place where you get numerous shortcuts to leave the dungeon. The only thing that is a little bit of a pain in the ass is the NPC that's telling you, we have to hurry, we have to progress, we have to blah 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 blah, and eventually he's stalling the entire flow of the dungeon, which is a little bit of a pain in the ass. The first time it's neat to review and rehear the dialogue again after some time, but then after immediately at the second run you're already sick of it again. But eventually at the end of the run I picked up 17,000 gold worth of items. The only problem, you all know what Transmogs is, you have to be able to sell them, and you have to be able to sell them at the market, well, not the market value, in this case the regional value. But yeah, you don't want items to sell very cheap, and then you don't want to have to wait an entire year to sell all of your items because you wanted to get the max out of it. But I was hoping for a decent amount of gold anyway. So here we are, one day later, looking at the auction house. Picked up 900 gold, which is not so bad. I'm pretty impressed with the amount of different items that I sold. Okay, they're not the most expensive ones, more rather the cheap ones, but well, I did sell them. I did sell the items for 900 gold, so I was able to buy another bag, and also had a little look at the Silidus respawn farm from the cultists. Want to buy gold. Recently did a video about it, wanted to check out how that was going, but as soon as I got there, because I had to take a ship, sorry, not familiar with Alliance, I had to take a ship to the Night Elf Isle and then fly all the way down to Silidus. I thought there was a way to end up in Ratchet so I can skip half of Kalimdor. But yeah, unfortunately, I had to fly all the way from north to south. I did a few random things at home to pass by the time, and then eventually I ended up in Silidus. The only problem, well, I think a lot of people saw the other YouTube videos that a lot of people did, and don't want to remake. I don't want to remake another video, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to profit from the success that others had. I just wanted to check out if it was really that successful. I wanted to see if you could really get a lot of items in a short time span. But well, yeah, the thing was crowded. A lot of people were there, so we'll end up doing a little test for about 20 minutes, but I couldn't gather enough mobs to get a decent pre-test. So that means for the next video, either if it's not so crowded anymore, or I can find a moment that I'm alone there, then I would do a video about it, or I could keep it closer and just do a stockade run for an hour to see if there's anything valuable to find and to sell, and to get the most gold as possible into this account. But the first video that I'm gonna do about a topic, I'm gonna call this topic with the Transmog runs, because I'm doing older Transmog runs. I'm gonna call it Old but Gold. I'm going to farm old materials that are old but gold eventually on your account. So first I'm going to do a little bit of mining in the next video, just to give you a little bit of hint of what I'm doing. Thanks to Will's post, I found a few items that are, well, interesting to try out and see if there's a lot of gold to be gained in that way. So 70k for my first Transmog run, Shadowfang Keep. Well, if a few more items sell, so I get a higher total than 900 gold. But 900 gold in the first 24 hours is not bad. I have to say it. I was a little bit surprised that this number of items sold. So it's already a small success. I was able to buy a silkweave satchel. Yay! Extra inventory space. Now I just need some more gold to get more, and then to expand my banking space and to get a reagent tab in my bank space. So thank you all for watching. Keep your thumbs up for me and hope that I will sell more items so I can finally get some more backspace and do more Transmog videos. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. So I would say try it out. Let me know how fortunate Shadowfang Keep was for you. And I hope to see you next time. Thanks for watching. Happy gold hunting.